Madam the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Madam Secretary General of Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, CTO, distinguished partners, Mr. Director General of Telecommunications Regulatory Agency, Madam Minette Libom, President of the Association of Mobile Telecommunications Operators, ladies and gentlemen, delegates of the CTO, dear members of Women's Association and Organizations, ladies and gentlemen, announced several weeks ago, the Cameroon Digital Week is now taking its first steps in Cameroon, thanks to this forum dedicated especially to women and digital technology. And it is with immense pleasure and a deep sense of honor that I take the floor today on this memorable occasion. In this respect, I would like to express my deep gratitude to the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family for having agreed to personally chair this important meeting of women in digital, proof, if it was still needed, of the government of the Republic's firm commitment to involving Cameroonian women in the appropriation of ICTs with a view to real empowerment. To Madam Minette, Secretary General of the CTO, I would like once again to express the deep gratitude of Cameroonian authorities for organizing Digital Week in Cameroon, and in particular for holding the Women's Forum in this context. Proof that Cameroon and the CTO are determined to work together to reduce the gender digital divide by boosting women's interest in this highly strategic sector. To all the delegates from Commonwealth member countries present here, I, in turn, extend a cordial and warm welcome to Cameroon. I extend special greetings to all the invited guests and members of the Women's Association who have relied and participated to this forum. Your significant presence undoubtedly signifies your belief that in the grand digital adventure, women, especially Cameroonian women, should not be left behind in the digital transformation journey. And that is the aim of a forum that opened today, to put women and girls at the forefront of digital transformation, especially by highlighting those who are committed to advancing transformative technology and digital education, examining the barriers to digital access, and highlighting the need to protect the rights of women and girls in digital spaces, and to combat online gender-based violence, facilitated by ICTs to enable them to operate in a digital, safe, and inclusive world. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, due to the persistent gender inequalities in access and use of ICT, the gender issue has become a global concern in institutional policies worldwide. As ICT increasingly become integrated into everyday life in the world, gender-related inequalities are observed in the use, appropriation, and the mastery of these strategic assets. According to a report from the Equals Partnership, an initiative by the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, women remain underrepresented in various sectors of employment, entrepreneurship, and policy making in the field of ICT. However, it is essential to acknowledge that the issue is complex due to several approaches. Far from suffering from any technological handicap, women and girls in their professional and academic lives have become daily users as savvy as their male counterparts in most areas of activity where they are involved. Internationally, the gaps that existed at the onset of the dissemination of these tools have significantly narrowed with the ubiquity of ICT in daily life. In summary, ICT use is one of the rise worldwide, including in Africa. However, women still face obstacles that limit their access and use of digital technologies. Moreover, they are notably a minority in ICT-related professions and the educational pathway leading to them, making them largely absent from the places where ICT issues are conceived and mastered. And yet, most analyses in the field, wherever economists, sociologists, or policymakers agree that ICT presents a significant opportunity to empower women, turn them into prosperous economic agents, and thus strengthen their contribution to economic and social development, making ICTs an integral part of the fight against poverty, therefore requires action to ensure that the sector benefits men and women equally. Gender equality in ICT sector has therefore become an urgent issue to stimulate growth and boost development. The stakes are high, especially for African countries, where ICT is already recognized as a tool for the economic, social, and political empowerment of women. With this in mind, the Telecommunications Development Bureau of ITU is calling on governments to focus urgently on measures to strengthen women's digital skills, particularly in developing countries. In Cameroon, according to the 2020 Gender and ICT report, women represent only 31% of internet users, compared to 69% for men. What's more, women are underrepresented in jobs in ICT sector, accounting for just 20% of workers in this field. Cameroonian authorities are firmly committed to the development of a digital economy to achieve Cameroon's emergence. Two consecutive speeches by head of state serve as significant markers of this commitment. First, an address to the nation on December 21st, 2015, and a message to the youth on February 10, 2016, both of which emphasize the urgent need to today's generation of young Cameroonians to fully embrace this sector of activity, which represents a genuine historic challenge for the future of the nation. End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to give women and girls full and equal access to the digital world, the Cameroonian government has launched several strategies and programs aimed at reducing the gender digital divide. With this in mind, awareness, education, and lifelong learning are at the heart of the strategies adopted. Although several of these programs are general in scope, they aim to encourage women and girls to take an interest in the field of activity which offers a wealth of opportunities. in this field. The government has established a cutting-edge training framework through institutions like the National Advanced School of Post and Telecommunications and ICT, as well as the National Advanced School Polytechnic of Yaoundé. In terms of professional training, the National Agency for Information and Communication Technologies under the Ministry of Post and Telecommunications has designed and implemented ICT and entrepreneurship training program for women and youth. And let's not forget the 52 Weeks for Women and Girls initiative aimed at building the capacity of women managers in various digital-related fields undertaken by the Women's Association of the Ministry of Post and Telecommunications. Other initiatives include measures to encourage women's performance in ICTs with special prizes for excellence in women's education, as well as special prizes for winners of international innovation competitions. Facilities, institutional support, and various forms of support are also granted to female startups and other women in tech, as well as to associations of women in ICT. The aim here is to help female digital startups to better meet their needs, but also and above all, to support them on the road to entrepreneurship and to seize all the opportunities offered by digital technology. In the same vein, Cameroon took part in the Free to Be Online 2020 campaign with Plan International on the occasion of International Day of the Girl, instituted by the United Nations to combat cyber harassment on women online. Every year, as part of the International Day of Girls in ICT, Cameroon also organizes campaigns in schools in partnership with women's associations and startups to impact digital techniques and at the same time raise awareness of good practices in ICT. Girls using the internet are not left out. The National Charter for the Protection of Child Online has just been adopted. This charter, which provides a response to the issue of protecting vulnerable groups, children, young girls, disability people, will promote digital inclusion. On one hand, we found mentioning the national campaign to promote cybersecurity and the responsible use of social networks, in which female cybersecurity ambassadors are involved, and the awareness-raising campaign specially aimed at women. So, far from being a universal panacea, these actions are essentially aimed to encouraging women to learn ICTs, as well as integrating them into professional circuits, strengthening the critical mass of women by accelerating their economic capacities and establishing gender equality in the consumption of ICTs. The aim is to step up programs to encourage and develop ICT learning for women and girls so that they can enter the economic mainstream and benefit from all the opportunities offered by the digital technology. This was an opportunity for me to warmly thank Madam Bernadette Lolis, Secretary General of the CTO, for choosing to organize a Women's Forum as part of Cameroon Digital Week. This forum is in line with the implementation of a government policy on digital development and gender prescribed by the President of the Republic and implemented under the authority of the Prime Minister, head of the government. Madam Minister of Women's Empowerment and Family, Madam Secretary General of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the development vision of Head of State, His Excellency Paul Biya, gives priority to the promotion of women. Thus, in his opening and general policy address to the Third Ordinary Congress of CPDM on the 15th of September 2011, he said, and I quote, "I would now like to address Cameroonian women, especially to tell them that our vision of development has always considered the promotion of the female gender as a priority factor in our collective success. What we are projecting for 2035 goes further. We want to strengthen measures aimed at the fulfillment of women, both intellectually and in terms of family values." End of quote. If women can't access the internet and don't feel safe online, they won't be able to develop the necessary digital skills and engage in digital, which not only diminishes their opportunities to pursue careers in science and technology, but more importantly, their empowerment and opportunities to become economic agents. I would like to end with a statement by Christine Lagarde, former director of the IMF, to the National Democratic Institute, entitled "Daring to be Different, Promoting Women's Emancipation." And I quote, "Daring to be different means forcing open the door to the labor market for women by encouraging them to learn, to work, and to lead. These are the essential steps towards women emancipation. Learning, first and foremost. In my opinion, educating women is essential. It is the foundation on which the rest of the edifice rests. Work. After learning comes the time to work. It enables women to fulfill their potential in the world of work. Managing. This is the final link in the chain, which must take women to the top of their professions, thanks to their innate qualities and talent. If you dare to be different, we will make a difference." End of quote. Long live women and digital, long live the CTO, long live Cameroon and its illustrious leader, His Excellency Paul Biya. Thank you for your kind attention.